That's my jacket.
No, I run the Underpeel.
Okay. Welcome, chat. Welcome to this scuffed episode.
Scuffed. This is the greatest episode we've ever done.
True.
This is true.
Greatest episode for the greatest tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you let both me and Pinflash in the booth.
I'm getting breaking news on the podcast chat that Controlled Chaos has found their new fifth.
Ooh.
Breaking news.
We seem to have disappeared.
Breaking news. News in the peel. We're peeling the news.
Oh, there we
Are
are.
you gonna tell the news?
Well, I'm watching the stream and we're not on yet.
I was trying to figure out how long you were gonna hold out for.
Breaking news. Alright, Controlled Chaos have secured an Immortal 3 peak player, 226 RR, in-game name of Shidu, TikTok, hashtag, joining the Controlled Chaos roster. Brand new podcast breaking news, you all.
I didn't actually think they would get a MO3.
I mean, they were looking for an MO3 under 300 RR, I believe.
Yeah, I believe it is. My sources tell me that this is one of Underpeel draft #1 overall pick Wetbread's homies. He's brought a new person into the Underpeel. They're recruiting. Yeah,
God.
Yeah,
They're multiplying.
It's double Wetbread plus Temptuous and Zaki and Pikachu. Controlled Chaos are going to be dangerous coming into the next weekend tournament.
Yeah,
They're gonna become the new double high elo squad.
I mean, how have the other double high elo squads worked so far?
Well, I think they worked fine. They just immediately fell apart because
I was about to say.
because
Well, I mean,
they're all just too
Skin
good.
Shelter
and
that
wanna
burned
keep
down.
playing.
SKC who doesn't really play. Who else?
I think that's it.
Yeah, those were
only
the
two?
two. Those were the only two that did the
it was just two.
double high elo.
All right, so CC, it's up to y'all to not fall to pieces.
Yeah, please don't bottle pieces. I actually want to see what happens.
Third time's the charm, baby.
I think it will actually be a little more sustainable too because they have that other like a third like mid elo person. We fired our coach and rehired a new coach. Sheesh.
Yeah, because Pikachu's only like what, bronze 2?
Yes, so Pikachu's bronze 2, Zaki silver 3, I believe.
Yeah.
But Temptuous is like diamond 1, diamond 2, I think. So
yeah, diamond.
but most of the other double high elo ones, right, just had to have the 3 bronze players, basically, right? Which is, I think, was one of the. I think maybe even having a bit of a lower peak Immortal 3s, like duos, allowing you to get that other mid elo player is strong for
Huge, yeah.
the lopsided roster construction team.
Yeah, because that allowed one of your high elo players to play duelist, have the other one play smokes, and then have either your mid elo play the other duelist or initiator.
Yeah, Temptuous is an initiator, so I think they could be dangerous. Of like,
Yeah,
basically a 3-man wrecking crew just running around, like a set initiator player just setting up 2 Immortal 3 duelists to run through people. Could be a winning strategy, Cotton.
yeah. I'm actually pretty excited to watch Controlled Chaos in the weekly. Are we getting the cat back on overlay, or is that just broken?
Yeah, I know.
Paradis is gone.
Goodbye, Sinigo.
All right, we're gone again. Well, how long?
I've been nerfed.
Yeah.
All right, just imagine a black. Oh my God! There's 5 of us now on the podcast.
Let's go. It works.
We did it. All right, we did it.
All right. Now let us start. Let's stop yapping and get into the game.
Next segment. What's our next segment, host?
Well, our next segment, before we get into the games, Enteridus made a intro video
we have a
for
new
the
team.
I did things. Well,
We
I
have
did
new
things.
roster
He
and a
did
new
things.
team was joined the Underpeel and competed for the first time into the Abyss tournament. So and Enteridus, you made a video for them, huh?
I did. So y'all have seen part of it already. I posted it last week. But I, got home from my trip
this
today
is brand
at
new
2
content.
p.m.
You've
and I was
never
like,
seen it before.
let's go. Yeah, I'd never seen it before. I was like, let's go. Let's spend 3 hours editing instead of sleeping. So we ran the video. Now we got a video.
All right, run the video.
The background.
I didn't make the clip.
Can't believe they said a death match.
What a video.
You can see some of them I had to rip straight from the Underpeel stream.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Both of or two of the three ones I used for Edge Dancer I had to rip from an Underpeel stream because I didn't get any clips.
Oh my god, that's funny.
That's why, same with Gages. That's why you got Gages, where Pin Flash went, let's go Gage!
I think we should always require all clips to include my casting, just to you know,
I hope you
add
know,
ambiance to.
I edited it, so specifically your voice came through on that.
Let's go. W
editing. If you were a true.
Oh, are you
Like,
talking about
truly good
Van
editor?
Wilds? Oh wait, I gotta drop this clip. No, I gotta drop this thing. I gotta drop the screenshot because the screenshot is hilarious. This man asked for it. You don't understand.
If you were a true editor, you would have made the Bliss logo bounce around like a DVD logo.
Yeah, I'm silly to do that.
Criticisms.
This man asked for it, okay? I did not bully him. I just like to say.
All right, and with that, we'll head into our first matchup from the Into the Abyss tournament. One of our more successful events we've ever had in the Underpeel.
I think it was most successful event, honestly, outside of like the weird matchmaking hiccups.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad we ended up doing it, and we're gonna head into looking at the top matchups from the tournament today on the podcast. Isn't that right, my fellow co-host?
Yes, we are going to be covering 2 games from every Swiss stage because there was
Swiss,
there was like 40 over 40 games. We're not covering all that. Anyways, first game's up: Asayaki versus Bliss, 11-13.
Yeah, Asayaki, I believe, had a roster change right before this going up. So we had basically 2 new rosters facing off here in the first matchup of Abyss, and Bliss take their first W in their first match of Underpeel.
Yeah, I think Bliss, for what they are, I don't know how long they've been together. I'm assuming not
This
that
is their
long.
first tournament.
No, I'm saying before this tournament. Like I don't know.
I think they maybe scrimmed one time before this.
Edge Dancer came from BHB. And
Yeah.
then Gage and
Gage and Tavor, the boy.
Did Zaki sub here?
Yes, Zaki is subbing
Zach-
for.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah. Gage and Taver both come from BMX.
Hey, who's Zaki subbing for on the
That's a good question.
Taver the boy.
Oh, yes, you're right. So Zaki's subbing there from Controlled Chaos. Controlled Chaos were just a sub team this week. I think all of them subbed except for Pikachu.
Oh, that's funny.
That's crazy.
But yeah, and then Van Wild is Vi's former teammate from last season on 100B.
I was just asking because like their results in this tournament were actually pretty good. 3-3 for not having much time.
3-3.
Yeah, 3-3 for not getting much time coming into the tournament playing with each other on a new map like this.
You got Gage and Vi on the same team. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah. And they went 3-3 with a sub. I'm pretty sure they had a sub for all 6 games.
Yeah, I think Tavor wasn't available this whole tournament. But yeah, I mean, Gage, I think, was just a monster. Stat Boy, have you done the stats for the Into the Abyss tournament?
I mostly have. What do you want to know?
Well, I was wondering if we had it, like if Gage was just a top performer, like overall in the whole thing, because he
I
popped
don't
off.
have the event, or I don't have the stats for the event itself set up yet. But like it's integrated into your overall stats for season 4.
Gotcha.
So if you've noticed any change for season 4, that's why. I just haven't gotten around to making it set up for the event.
Yeah, how dare you not do stats while
You're
you're
right,
on
my
vacation? Yeah.
Dude, I was going to.
You
don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. So I brought half of my charger with me.
There it is.
I'm a little all over the place right now. I brought half of my charger with me. It comes in 2 pieces. It's got the giant block, and I didn't bring the that plugs into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Just the
God.
part that goes into your computer.
Oh my god, this guy's trolling.
Stop
No
it.
wonder his Underpeel team's not at Masters 2.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy calls.
Anyways,
Yeah, you're.
I was gonna say that Gage, I remember, also had. We saw it in his little intro video. There had some crazy shots making ability in their second matchup against MVT as well. So Gage is a really strong player. I think that's a good pickup for the new roster to have. And then yeah, Vi. I mean, for a lot of Underpeel's existence, Vi has always been like statistically a top 5, top 10 player. So this is a strong roster. I think that can upset anybody basically.
Yeah.
They could be.
I want to see the progress.
Yeah, they could be a strong contender, like to look out for in LCQ.
Yeah. All right. With that, I will say there is a pattern in the round histories I do want to keep in mind. I'm not going to say it yet, but I hope someone in chat will figure it out later.
Yeah,
right,
fun little mini game for you all in
Mini-game
chat.
chat.
What is the pattern Zon is looking at in the round history?
All right. Let's get to
They are
round
red
2.
and green.
Oh, the second game of round 1, which is ELO Invaders versus 404 Aim Not Found, 12-14.
There are a couple of overtime games we have here on the sheet, and this is one of them. 404 had a strong. They had a difficult schedule. I think they ended 3-3, but get a big win here against ELO Invaders, one of the Masters 2 tournaments. So that's a quality win for 404, who haven't made a top 8 yet in an event, but I think are the team with the most map wins that haven't ever gotten to a top 8. So they're constantly kind of like right on the cusp. And I think if they keep grinding, eventually it's going to click for them and they're going to make a deeper run into a tournament.
Yeah, 404 is a team that I've always expected to not do the best initially, but like get a lot better throughout the season. So I'm hoping that by the time that I can't remember if they're top 12 or not, but by the time that championships comes on, they can either make it through points or make it through LCQ.
Now,
Because they're a team that I want to do like really well.
Now they're also trolling here with this composition.
They are also
Let's
trolling.
just,
Yes,
let's just make it very clear here. I'm now understanding
I don't know
why
what you're talking
404 are not making top 8s. Because,
You're saying? I'm sorry. Wait. You're saying the triple initiator?
I don't know if the triple initiator
flash?
is the way. Yeah.
I will say MVT.
It's crazy having your highest rated player, or both of your Ascendant 3 players, Apathy and Goldmaster, not on their rolls. Like, that's wild to me. Like, I don't care what read of the meta you think you have. Like, why is Goldmaster playing Harbor, and why is Apathy, who's a Smokes main, playing Sky?
Also, on a map that I'd argue Cypher's just better.
Yeah, Cypher's good
Like,
on this map.
Probably one of the better Sentinels on that map. Like, I honestly,
Yeah,
I mean, we talked about it before. I'd rather take KJ over, or take Cypher over KJ.
And I know Zon has some bad opinions about Cypher on this map. Yeah, the
don't think
solo
Cypher's that good.
Harbor
That's
too.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
That's
I
The
just don't think
solo
Cy- I just don't
Harbor
think
is
it's Cypher
rough
hard.
as well.
just tell me that you don't know how to play Cypher. It's okay, son.
Yeah, no, that's what I said.
You're telling the Cypher one trick that
Yes,
he doesn't know how to play Cypher.
exactly, Zon. You're a Cypher
Exactly.
one trick.
Just learn
that
how to play
doesn't
Cypher.
Doesn't know how to play Cypher.
Just
It's
learn how to
fucked
play
up.
Cypher.
Who won the tournament, by the way?
Okay, buddy. Okay, look.
Alright.
It was an off day. It was an off day. We just had a series of off days.
You
don't understand, we're
Kahuna not
cooking
up to the challenge?
I
that
got
weekend?
Kahuna an apron finally. He's gonna start cooking soon. I need him to shut up about being washed and to start fucking dropping 40.
One
I
of the
keep telling this man,
agents is
he
wrong.
like so at
What are
the
the actual agents?
no, that is real though. He was running on 200 ping. Wait,
Naruto's is claiming that the agents are wrong, and that might be why we're a little
Wait,
confused
no.
here.
No, the agents are right. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. Apathy is on Omen. I forgot to change that. Apathy is
This
on
guy's
so it's
trolling
not a triple
us.
initiator. Oh Jesus.
Oh my god.
Hold on, I'm just gonna.
So let's
They're
talk
not
about
trolling.
Elo evaders. Elo evaders, I don't think we're gonna mention again,
There
but
you go.
just to give Elo evaders a shout out, one of our Masters 2 tournament teams participating in the Call Your Shot Swiss stage that we are going to we'll announce the matchups from that later in the podcast, so make sure you stick around for that. But Elo Evaders had a rough start to this tournament. They lose in overtime here, and I think they just kind of kept falling down throughout the rest of it. They ended up going 0-3 on the first day, but they actually made a nice little comeback that ended up being kind of important for like seeding in day 2, and they went 3-3 overall, which I think was a good recovery for them in the tournament. Instead of having a disastrous showing on Abyss, they end up having like a, average solid performance in the tournament.
Also, wasn't most of Elo Evaders games like really close too?
I don't know off the top of my head, but this one was.
Okay, it was
Interesting.
yeah.
This is going to be the most interesting part to me, as long as Zahn didn't screw up the comp. But just looking at all the different comps, all the teams throughout, the Yoru, we can clearly see that Elo Evaders were going for the idea of like a fast rotate agent, and instead of using a Neon, right, we use a Yoru. They went solo Harbor. I think this is a lot of Hooge viewers taking Hooge's kind of philosophy into play and just running with it.
Didn't you
I think
praise
the solo Harbor-
MPTs? Didn't you praise MPT for being able to take A main with Harbor really well?
Yeah, I think Harbor's really good on this map. I don't know if I would run solo Harbor.
Yeah, no, not Solo Harbor.
Oh yeah, no, I would never run solo Harbor. That sounds like that sounds awful.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. I think
I was about to
really,
say.
I think Harbor's really good on this map, but
No, he's a secondary though. You don't play him as a primary.
I think
Yeah,
any
no,
wall
he's secondary,
smoke
yeah.
basically has to have a
Unless you're, like, bringing
optimally
Viper.
you need another smoker, but
Unless you're Icebox.
well, yeah.
Yeah, but
Icebox
Icebox
Breeze,
is
but
Icebox.
even then, like we're starting to see on those maps, teams playing the double controller on Icebox. FPX even plays a triple controller, and then some of the best
Yeah,
Breeze
that's
teams by the end of the meta were running Astra Viper on Breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah. I and like I mentioned, the round history theme continues this match. If anyone
I saw someone. I saw Snow said it earlier. He said it's
something
attack
attack
sided.
is
Yeah.
being
Especially
attack
if you're
sided
really good at taking
is
space.
attack sided is close, but it's not the actual answer.
I think attack is strong right now because people don't understand the map. That's my take.
Well,
You
that's
say
how
that,
it is.
but
every
look at the
map.
round history. Look at the round history here.
Yeah, people don't understand the map.
Well, no.
I understand the map.
Most rounds were on
Yeah,
defense.
okay, Pinfish. Oh, were they?
Yeah, most round wins were defense
Hmm.
on both sides.
Mhm.
That's what I was saying. It's not exactly attack sided.
I'll keep huffing my copium. I
Alright.
don't mind.
And with that, let's get to the second round of games on Switch
All
round
right,
two.
round 2 of Swiss.
Gatekeepers versus Evil Buffoons 13-11.
Gatekeepers getting a new player into the mix here. Viperius is their new fifth member. And I think they've had a really good showing in this tournament. I think they ended up being 3-3, had a tougher schedule, but I think adding this member to their team has elevated to Gatekeepers to around the level I would rate a team like Evil Buffoons, like niche micro celebrities, those teams that are like the Tigers, for example. Those teams that are good and right outside of that top 12 cutoff and can basically beat each other on any day. We see Exilia, the LatAm Harbor player, popping off here. Matching or team MVP for the Gatekeepers, taking a close one against the Evil Buffoon.
Yeah, You think a lot of value off the Cypher here too. He was 3-1 in first engagements.
Yep. Like
That's
we
crazy.
said, Cypher's good.
No, my,
Cypher's good on this map.
Yeah, especially when you know how to play.
no, my God.
I mean,
hate
Lucky
those,
here is the team's gold player. Like that's a
Yeah.
amazing performance for the site for a lower elo Cypher player, just popping off. Yeah,
Ooh, okay.
yeah,
I-
having a great game of Lucky is.
I still don't know how I feel about the Sage. I don't think Sage is very good on this map. Every game I've seen the Sage, it just doesn't look that good.
I think it's a comfortability pick, honestly, because I'm pretty sure Lexi is a sub.
Lexi is a sub, I believe.
Yeah.
Though I doubt it's a comfort pick because if I remember right, Evil Buffoons are like the hardcore stratting team. They're the lineup Larry team, so I doubt their comps are as fluid as
I mean,
maybe some of the other.
even if
teams
you
are.
have lineup Larrys, it's a lot better to give someone
Oh,
something they're
I
comfortable on
agree.
than-
You're not telling me anything I don't know.
I think I would assume that Pumpkin is smart enough to follow that logic.
Never know. You never know.
Pin Flash is calling you stupid, Pumpkin.
Yeah,
Someone-
I was gonna say, yeah.
Now I
The
didn't
slander
say
is
Talk trash
crazy.
about you.
The slander is crazy.
She's gonna love talking about that. Crazy.
No, I mean, to talk about Evil Buffoons. Evil Buffoons have really impressed me. They in the registered tournament, they went 0-3, and I was like, oh man, no, this team's gonna be like, I know they've been putting in work, and like, I was like, oh no, this team's gonna be down in the dumps, and like they've been working pretty hard. It feels bad moment. But since that tournament, they've been on the come up, and they actually only missed the Masters 2 cutoff by 1 point. And as we can see here, right, it's a 2-round game. And I believe some of the team members on Evil Buffoons were talking about all of their losses in this tournament were really, really close losses.
Yeah. I think it does suck that you lose out on Masters 2s on a single map point.
Yeah.
That's gotta feel bad.
Well, I mean, it means they're in pole position to still make champion, right? If they keep playing the way they've been playing, the last 2 weekend tournaments, they're in good shape to be one of those teams that gets to avoid LCQ going into Underpeel championships.
Yeah, even if they do happen to get into LCQ, I do think they'll perform pretty well because it's top 2 from LCQ that make it.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
I would probably, if I was Gam, I would pick probably Evil Buffoons to be one of the teams that doesn't have to play
Yeah.
LCQ. Wahoojan, thanks for tuning in, new viewer. This Wahagan guy, Wahoojan. Thanks for chatting. Don't you worry though. Stick around. We're gonna see some fun deadlock comps coming up.
Oh yeah,
It
we're gonna
was
see some
played in the
deadlock
tournament, so we'll talk about it.
And it popped off. All right, let's get to the second game of stage 2. The moderates versus Null Yoru, 11-13.
Ooh,
Did you say
a close
moderates?
game.
There are multiple of us?
Moderate.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, there's multiple of you. Do you know you're cloned?
Yeah, your MVSs. Is that it?
Yes.
I
did
like
not know what
this.
it was. Can we get 5 kahunas? What do I gotta do to get 5 kahunas? On one team.
Now, I
What
think
happened?
to talk for a moment about the losers here, Team Captain and Teradus. I like this comp. The thing I would probably adjust would be the neon, but I think that
No, we're not
player
playing
is
it anyway.
the neon player. That player was like a neon one trick, right? For the most
I
part.
am not gonna talk about it on the podcast.
Gotcha. All right, so my preference, if I was making a comp, would be for this Astra Harbor
It's so strong.
setup. I think it's really good.
It's so strong. Especially when you have a really smart player on it.
Yeah, putting someone like Kahuna on it feels like
He
a really
can just like
crazy.
Buzz can do his normal smokes, and Kahuna can just fill it.
Yeah, you use the
He could also just
Astra
play
smokes
initiator.
almost. Yeah, basic.
So there were a lot of times where like we'd set up on a main choke, and then he would put util to help cover us to leave or to get into the fights. So being able to play into that was really nice. What happened here, Zon? ISO is stupid busted. Dude, you don't understand.
Let's pull it up.
So I went 1-1 on this man on ult, and he would just put up his shield and walk in, and we weren't frying.
You couldn't do that double head tap.
Plus 81 damage around.
I mean, he was shooting really well. It's also just having that extra. Yeah, he's already getting. Yeah. It's having that extra bullet that is just so strong. Because he can take a fight. He can take a disadvantaged fight because generally the problem with the fight is you can't get in before you get shot. Well, it doesn't matter because he has a shield, so he can just get in there and already be fine.
And on top of that, you have Captain Neon just running in on the site after a hit. We
actually didn't have a problem with Neon.
Really?
Like, I don't think Neon had that big of an impact.
That's the power of the Cypher, Azan.
Yeah.
How would the Cypher matter if the Neon's hitting
Snow?
Well, it matters when your enemies walk behind your Viper ult on B. And
I mean,
shoot your Viper.
I think all the fanfare is gonna go to Hippo on the broken ISO, right? But I'm gonna shout out new member of Not All Yoru, Snow.
Snow, yeah.
19-15-7 on the Harbor, coming in, playing for the first time with the squad. Did enough to impress to get a perma roster spot. Like, I mean, big tournament. He's replacing Street. Street is now Street's getting the streetman in Underpeel now. It's wild. Like, actually getting carried from the bench.
That's crazy.
What rank is Snow?
Diamond
Snow's 1. Okay, Diamond 3 peak, but Diamond 1 for
I'm guessing off the top of my head.
Well, he said in chat he's Diamond 3 peak.
Oh. Yeah.
He was Plat 3, I think, Diamond 1-ish at the time of the draft. Yeah, but like the double busted duelist comp ends up taking the day, but I think Moderate had a lot of these close losses, didn't you all?
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of issues that we were running into just as a team, and I think we're gonna start clearing it up. We've taken a week off. We're gonna, with the new player that we're looking to add, we're going to be mixing up roles and trying to figure out how we want to. I know you just want the deets. Trying to figure out how we're gonna play. I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
I'm not playing Sentinel.
Wow.
Yeah, my sources have already let me know that. You're not giving me any information.
Kuna is gonna be cooking. Kuna's picking up ISO and only playing ISO.
ISO only, yeah.
But it's not happening. Don't worry.
Alrighty.
Let's start the round 3 Swiss. This will be Cosmic Rays versus Micro Celebrities, 15-17, with the rap history going off to
triple OT. Triple OT victory for the niche Micro Celebrities here.
They barely took it out. All of them with a 9 and 8 first engagements.
I mean, yeah, this is more of the ISO abuse we love to see. You just see the cast, right? Of like, literally, if he gets shut down, like the cast just tells the story, right? 69% on your Giga match MVP, but manages to drag Micro Celebrities over the finish line there. What is up with? I mean, Zon, do you even check these? You have Dr. Turnip on Rays right now on this comp.
Change that to. God damn it! I think it got undone by accident.
Oh my god!
It's supposed to be KJ.
Trolling us.
That was supposed to be KJ.
Trolling us.
No, it's supposed to be
here.
Cypher actually.
My guess would be that Lael is not Jet either, just from knowing. I think. What
Lael was Jet.
Okay.
Lael was Jet. Yeah,
Okay.
no, that was Jet. They are Jet.
I mean, Cosmic Rays though, a very good showing here. They're lower in the standings. First appearance for new player to the Underpeel, Odd Toaster, who I think is joining Cosmic Rays as the replacement for Overheated. Overheated has like a wrist injury, and so is moving full time to being Nibs and Knobs' coach. And so I think Odd Toaster is replacing overheated on as a permanent member of Cosmic Rays.
Yes, I believe so.
So playing in his first Underpeel tournament here, does pretty well. The Harbor is going to drag you down sometimes, but good show. I mean, like Mecha Samurai team captain going toe to toe along with Kobiscuit against Olam and keeping this game relatively close. I mean, the fact that Olam has 8 first deaths is impressive to me from Cosmic Rays. If they were pretty consistently shutting Olam down. I mean, like when they didn't shut him down, it looks like he just snowballed, right? Of like, he has 39 kills and 9 first kills. So it's like, anytime he got a first kill, he probably just started playing aim labs and infinite refreshing his shield.
You know what the wild thing is, Pinflash? This isn't even close to the best performance that's happened in UFU so far.
No, I know it's not.
It's just
I think he has
how good some people are.
Yeah, I believe Olam has a better stat line in a different game. We won't be watching this probably the last time.
I want to say he dropped like a 42.
Yeah, I think he got over 40 at least once on the ISO.
Really?
I'd have to go and look.
But this was their closest game. But to move to micro celebrities, they take a top 10 spot in the tournament. They end up being one of the 4-2 teams. And winning this overtime game was essential to elevating past the average, right, and managing to secure that placement point, which was important. They're also, along with, I think they are tied with Evil Buffoons. Both of those teams got top 10 placements, I believe. Ended up winning 4 matches in Abyss, and are right there on the heels of the Masters 2 teams.
Each Micro Celebrities was in a 4v5 and Olam dropped.
Oh yes, one of their
on
matches was a
loss.
4v5. That's right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that's actually crazy.
But yeah, Olam again beating the fraud allegations from last week, where Manuel was the hard carry for the team. He says, I can deadlift as much as anybody in the league.
And dropped 39. I mean,
Crazy call
I mean, the
out.
stats speak for themselves.
Yeah.
He took 17 first engagements.
Yeah.
He took more first kills than like the rest of his team took in first engagements almost.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
What? 9, 11,
ISO moment.
15, yeah. He took half of his team's first engagements just in first kills.
That's crazy.
Wild.
Certified ISO moment there.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you should be. If you're not dropping 17 first engagements as a, what is he, a Mortal 2 right now? I don't know off the top of my head.
Who knows?
I'd have to look. But like on ISO,
Immortal something.
then you're doing something wrong.
Alright. Let's get into the second game of round 3 Swiss. Optimistic versus Cloud 10, 7-13.
Cloud 10 with their best tournament of the season so far. Apparently Abyss is their map. They won the first game on stream. We watched them play. And then they win this game against Optimistic, one of the Masters 2 teams. Optimistic, fun fact, one of only 3 Masters 2 teams with a winning record against other Masters team in the. So a great win for Cloud 10 to take here on Abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah, JG was 7-4 in first engagements in a 13-7 game. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, when you let JG be enabled, he's gonna drop. Like, it's just gonna happen. I mean, I really like Optimistic as a team, but they just feel so inconsistent to me. Like when they play well, they play really well, and you see it. Like obviously they've been doing really well against the other teams. Like you said, what, 2-1 or whatever? I don't remember the number. But then they'll go and play other teams. Like they lost to us, I think 13-8, and it feels like sometimes they're just not there for the game.
As far as I'm aware, they don't scrim at all.
They do. Cloud 10 scrims
Yeah.
a lot.
Oh, you're talking about Cloud.
No. I'm talking about optimistic.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think
optimistic. Okay, I wasn't listening.
That's
think
insane.
Optimistic.
There's no shot you ignored everything I just said. That's
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He kind of tuned you out.
So the different to Cloud 10 scrim a lot. Optimistic, to answer your point, optimistic might not scrim, but they are they've got the homie buff. I
Do you-
I have
that
my
was not the point.
sources. I have my sources in the I'm getting to
You did not listen to me.
I'm getting to the point of the team. I'm in all the. I've got sources on all the teams, right? And I can tell the viewers at home that optimistic like play together like every night, like they just 5-stack ranked or quad or triple stack ranked, or they're just hanging. So they got the big homie buff. So while they might not scrim a lot, they have a lot of reps like together playing.
Do you want to know what my point was, Ben Plush?
Homie buff is
Yeah.
crazy.
Since you ignored me.
Yeah. What was your point?
My point was that sometimes they don't show up to games. Like they not like in a literal sense. Like they just don't play.
I think for this team, for this tournament, they just
Even
hated
past
this.
tournaments. Sometimes they just don't show up for a game. Like they'll show up for the rest of the tournament, and then there'll just be one game or two where they just don't play. Like it just seems like they're just not there.
My guess would be it's a map thing. I think they have very specific like roles. Each of them is the best at. Like Bubblegum Frog, right, is like basically a Ray's one trick. So like if you're able to get them on a map where Ray, like he's not as comfortable on the Rays, he's gonna. Or for example here, where he's even just not playing it, he's not gonna perform as well.
That's fair.
Red, for example, here is normally like a Gecko Clove player, I believe. And like, can pop off and can not, so it makes sense that they're a little up and down.
You see the target that was just put down in chat?
Yeah, I've seen the source image. I have source,
Is the source image not just the up standings?
It's
Yeah,
standings,
but
but a lot of
which
names
means
are
it's
crossed
just
out.
the same.
No, there's
Nah,
a lot
nah,
of they have a hit list. They've
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, I know what you're talking
The
about.
hit list. Anyways, let's get
But
to
yeah,
Too bad
Cloud
T-Rex isn't on
10,
there.
Cloud 10 looking good.
Yeah.
Coming out of this Abyss tournament, the roster move of adding Loris, I think, is working out really well for them.
Yeah, because I think they were like somewhat close to the cap, but Loris is higher than Mix, right?
Well, they're a draft team, so like there's always
yeah, I know that.
some extra wiggle room they had.
He's because Loris is what, Diamond? I think Mix was.
He might even be Ascendant.
I
I can check in a second.
think he's high Diamond.
Loris is Diamond 3.
Yeah, he's
Gotcha.
high Diamond.
Peak Ascendant 1.
I mean, he's clearly working out.
Mhm,
They've
mhm.
we scrimmed him. So the first time we played Abyss, dropped some scrim bucks. We got slammed, hard slammed. We lost like 17-5. But
Oh,
it was
no,
also
really?
the first time it was the first time we had opened the map. None of us had like played the map. It had been out for 3 or 4 days.
Is that cope?
I'm coping. I'm hard coping.
Uh
right
huh.
now. But the second time we played the map, we hard won. So like, it was to get a loss out of our system.
But did you win against Cloud 10 though?
We never played him in the tournament though.
So you're coping.
But we never had to play him in the tournament. We never had to play him in the tournament. That's the important part. We won the first tournament game we played. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters at all.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. How'd your game against Para go?
Yeah, we lost it spectacularly.
Yeah, kind of like us playing.
What's your fault?
There's no point. There is no point. There's 0 point here. It started off as a point, and then it just sidetracked.
Let's get to the next match. It's gonna be the start of round 4. You raise me up versus Navi win 11-13. Just Go's popped off this match, and so did Lance. I mean, all of Win really did this game. Ooh, that's not correct. Oh well. Heku on the ISO is crazy.
So it feels weird, but I think it works because it gets him past the ping difference. Because he has what, like
That's
150 ping? So like there's a lot of times
around
where he'll
120.
swing and they'll see him first, and it's a bullet difference. So like getting past that with the shield, I think it's really strong.
Yeah.
Also, ISO just feels super strong in Abyss.
He is. You have to drive swing so many angles unless you want to
Yeah.
waste so much util.
It's
Like A main.
because you don't need the dive element. The chokes are so wide. Like you don't need there's not like super strong places to dive to, right?
Yeah.
So like ISO, like that's why I think no duelist is really strong in this map as well. But like having like basically with broken ISO, he just ends up being your non-duelist who can just snowball, you know. But yeah, I mean, like having Teku on a hard carry agent, I think is what ended up ended up going 3-3 in the tournament. A large part similar to micro celebrities, just having Teku be able to abuse ISO to some wins. Yeah, super sided map here too, like Giga attack.
See the only Omen coming out of Nowid win.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
solo Omen,
you don't.
yeah.
I think they're the only team that brought Omen as a solo.
I believe that's because of subs potentially. Because I've seen them in scrims. I've seen them in scrims run like harbor on non-harbor maps. So like I know they would be willing to do it, but I think they were missing their flex players and smokes players that would have been able to play non.
I'm pretty sure this is the full squad.
No, it's definitely not because they were missing their two highest rated players in.
Lance Bishop just goes splatter. Is that not
Yeah,
Nowid win?
Bishop is on Serpent Strikers, and
Oh,
Felt
okay,
was
never
a
mind.
BMX member who no longer has a team but is subbing in.
Yeah, I knew Felt was the sub. I didn't realize Bishop was a sub as well.
It's so crazy. They went 4-2 this tournament, despite having 2 subs.
Dang.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah. No. BMX exploded.
BMX exploded. Yeah, they did. Kit wanted to focus on his tier 3 scene, and then I guess the rest just fell apart.
Yeah, I mean it's happened to a few people. It is what it is.
The kid in shelter burnt down, and another team. broke apart.
BMX. So there's been 4 teams so far. It's been BMX, Kid Shelter. Why is my brain not working?
K19.
K19, which K19
K19,
exploded
yeah.
early.
Did they even play a tournament?
They played the
the
first
open.
day of Masters 1
And then just quit.
Swiss, and then
Right.
dropped out on the second day.
Was that the team that had the problem?
No.
Oh.
No.
No, I know it was. Never mind. Alright, it took me a second.
Who's
the problem? Oh, you know. Can't really mention it. Who's the last team? Wait, this
I
is
don't
actually,
remember.
This is throwing me. You know what? I'm gonna figure it out. Give me a
There
second.
probably isn't one there.
Oh, there's a 4th team. Because I said 5, you said no, there's only 4. WAD is kind of falling apart.
Well, they are unofficially falling
Yeah.
apart, but
Yeah.
yes.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's who the 4th is. I couldn't think of it.
Them and Code Basic are the Code
Yeah, but I
Basic's the
think-
other
This is-
like
This
Isn't
is-
Code Basics still scrimming occasionally?
not really. I think they're now looking for 2 permanent
Ah.
replacements. So,
Rip.
but all
Anyway,
good.
on a
But now
lighter
we'd
note-
win. Yeah, huge performance by Just
Yeah.
Ghost and Lance. 2 of the members were hard carrying.
I mean,
helping
and
get
Bishop
their-
too. 5-3 in first engagements.
Yeah, I mean Bishop's really good, and
Yeah.
and one of the reasons Serpent Strikers are a strong team.
Yeah.
Whenever they're able to play, but really big performance here for like Just Ghost is a plat duelist, and being able to kind
Wait,
of
that's wild.
equalize with Teku, for example, is really a huge
Flash.
performance.
Just Ghost is Diamond 2.
I was about to say I'm
Is
pretty
he?
sure he's higher than that.
Well, I'm always remembering what
I think
they
he
were
started
at
as P3.
the draft. Is that Just Ghost was definitely like a plat
I think he was
player
like
when
P3
he
though.
was he was plat 3 when he was drafted. Just got here. What I missed? You missed us talking about you abusing ISO Olam, but you aren't gonna miss some of the other exciting announcements we have for later. So stick around. Well, Olam, we always look for the. Why would we look at the game that's 4v5? That's not good content, Olam.
He just wants to talk about his 45 drop.
He also, yeah, I mean,
That's why.
Well,
okay, to be fair, who
Drop
won it?
45
Who
minutes.
won it though?
But okay,
I mean,
hold
we
on.
mentioned
It still wasn't the
it.
best.
We
It
mentioned
still wasn't the
it
best though.
still. We mentioned
isn't?
it, though.
No, 48 kills is the current lead.
What do you mean from this tournament or
Delete.
just overall?
No, overall.
Ah,
Delete
well,
dropped
that doesn't
48
count. That
It doesn't count.
It does count.
We're moving on. We're not talking
Anyways,
about
yeah.
past performances.
Abusive Park versus Evil Buffoons 9-13.
Oh, I'm saying.
So to Evil
Yeah, overall.
Buffoons, ended up going 4-2, taking one of those top 10 placement spots. Big performance here from Pumpkin, 34-8 on Asoga is crazy. Crazy.
And both Pumpkin and Bach are getting 5-1 on Sova and 5-3 on Jed is crazy.
Mhm.
Like on the first engagements.
The double duelist single. I think the single we've seen it a couple of times from a couple of teams of the solo breach initiator. I don't think is the way.
And
On
you just
this
don't have
of
enough
this
info.
Yeah, you don't have
well,
enough info on such a
It's-
big map too. Like
It's
you
the
have
same
to
issue
have
with solo
info.
KO. It's the same reason DRX had. They had no
I
info.
really don't think you need a whole lot of like utility info on Abyss. I think it's a lot of getting the space through utility and figuring out where they are that way. It's nice to have them, but like you've seen the number of teams that have been bringing a Fade and a Sova. It's not very high.
Isn't
Yeah,
it
I
almost-
think-
Didn't every
I
game,
think
almost
the
every game have a
double-
Sova?
No,
No.
there were
Only-
like 3 teams overall. I think that brought a Sova. I know Ulius J, but it's also Ulius J. Like they're gonna.
I mean, Uli
He's
is
gonna bring
Ulius,
it.
yeah.
He's gonna bring a Sova. Pumpkin, I think, brought us Sova.
And then MVT.
I think this
I
map
that was
will
it.
end up being double controller, double initiator.
Yeah, I can see that.
Probably, yeah.
Like you said
and-
earlier, I could see them dropping the duelist and just bringing a Sentinel.
Yeah, I mean, like you could go no duelist. It will just depend on like I think the duelist comps can work well. I don't think it's necessary though, but you know.
I'm interested to see if more people are going to be bringing Deadlock. Because it seemed like a few were.
After Challenger? Master.
I mean, someone did.
it was
Someone
Challenger, yeah.
actually
Challenger
brought
Kitties.
it. Yeah, Challenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Really interesting.
spoilers to the Sonic vs. DRX game. But it's just like, yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, we talked a little bit about Evil Buffoons. Flowers for them. Almost
bad
made
for
the cut
Abusement
for
Were they
Masters
dead?
2.
God.
You feel bad for who?
Abusement Park.
Yeah, they're having a rough
They seem
season.
like they could do so well, but they just don't.
There's something that needs to click for them,
Yeah.
and they'll be able to get it.
I don't know if they're just not
Uh.
meshing or like it's a competition. I don't know.
I have a feeling it's probably just either meshing or they just don't have enough time with
Yeah,
each
that's-
other.
Yeah, potentially.
Because like looking at their team, it looks like they have a bunch of vibers. So I would imagine it's also
They
just don't
definitely
enough
have
time
good
with each other.
vibes. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
peeking in on their team from time to time. They seem to. They all get along and they scrim pretty regularly. It's just I think they're. I don't know, just like not. Something's not working right now, but I think I could see them pulling it together later
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
definitely.
season.
Yeah,
I'd like to see it honestly. I think they do really well if they.
I
can
want to see every team do well.
figure it out. Well, yeah,
I
but
don't.
not every team can do well. Okay, Zod.
No, every team. Can
Not
do
every
well.
team can be number one, man.
Well, I didn't say every team would be number one. I just want to see every team do well.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, we talked. We
You're just
just
going
talked
up?
about
I'm
this. I
joking.
think all before you got here. If we were
Yeah.
one of the games we covered was Cloud 10, and that they've definitely leveled up. Hmm
All right, let's get into the next game, which would be the start of the round 5.
Yeah, the match of the tournament, the actual winners
Yep.
match, and
The
not
best match
fraud.
of Underpeel, really.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking about. There's been a couple others that have happened, like that might be just like recency bias might push this over them, but yeah, it's definitely up there in like best matches we've ever watched on the Underpeel. Of like, it was it was just like a heavyweight boxing match where they were just like going blow for blow, back and forth, back and forth. And honestly, you got the epic pin? Let's just like scribble out 18 and put 16, because this in my head is a tie. Like this match ended in a tie. Like literally when I was doing my prep for Masters 2 and I was like, okay, which teams have beaten each other? Like I put this as a tie. Because it was basically a tie. Yeah, dude, Challenger was fucking like a lot of these kills I think came in overtime. I swear to God, there were like 4 or 5 rounds in a row where it was just Challenger getting a 3 to 4K like over and over again. Like just like dragging the team, like not even dragging, because obviously Zoink Squad are a good team, but just like in those overtime rounds, like having huge performances. We got the highlight clips of this match.
Okay.
And yeah, Kobos lurking. This map is like a perfect Kobos map where he gets to play the Astra and like be a lurking like just demon. Oh yeah, I had forgotten about this stick. This is how the match started, dude.
Kobos and Masterclass, dude. What is he doing?
Doge had another like huge performance. Doge has like, I don't think there's really been any point where Doge has not been getting really good value on the duelist for this Tinfoil Rex team, which was definitely like the most the big question for me for this Tinfoil Rex team going into this season. Oh yeah, the little that was Challenger actually having deadlock tech is crazy.
I mean, if there's anyone that I would bet that would have tech, it'd be Challenger. Mans loves deadlock. I don't blame him. Deadlock is fun as fuck.
I mean, really one of this Abyss will probably be a pocket pick for Zoink going forward, because the deadlock on Split was one of their previous like little pocket picks that I think caught off a lot of teams off guard in Swiss stages throughout this season, and now it will probably be they'll swap to Abyss for that. Oh yeah, where Koi locks himself into the wall.
This map will kind of fill the same slot that oh no, not the wall. That Split kind of felt, where it was a lot of teams didn't want to play it, and so you had this kind of pocket pick. So if you could get to it, you could be really strong on it.
Yeah.
These are great.
Yeah, I was like, this map is either going to be you don't want to play it, or you really want to play it.
Oh no, Stewart! Oh,
Stewart, no.
Stewart, which one is that? 1, 2, or 3?
I guess the 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm watching these highlights, you can see that like TRX were like up pretty. It was an 8-4 half, and actually TRX went up 11-5, and they had to pull. They pulled one back, but also big ups on Tinfoil Rex of like Zoink got it to 12-11, and Tinfoil Rex, who had like lost 7 rounds in a row, just pull out. We'll see it here of yeah, and miss the defuse here for the 12th round for Zoink, and then who ends up being the hero here? Oh, was it? It wasn't time, was it? On the last round? No, they got a defuse.
No, it's defuse. Yeah, it was. The last 2 rounds were rough. God, Basil, you crazy.
Yeah, Hoy was the hero. /J. Hoy, Hoy had like 5 off the map, falling off the map deaths. I think in this.
I forgot.
One of which was him literally just sitting on the wall, and he forgot that the wall breaks, and so he just fell down.
Just a note while I'm thinking of it, Pinflash. Oh, why is this?
Yep, there's a Hoy fell off death.
Who do you think has the most falls off the map?
in the
Like, team or
tourney,
player?
I mean, it's got to be.
I will
Hoy,
be
right?
taking count of it.
There's definitely though. Yeah, I guess it's a different stat, like a different def stat, so it'd be
I can
easier
tell
to
you.
see.
Well,
Oh,
you're
you
talking
can
about
tell me right
player
now?
or team? Player or team?
Player.
Player. Hoy.
player.
I'm pretty sure it's Hoy.
I will not guess Hoy for content. My guess is that it's got to be a lower elo. It's got to be a lower elo player. Who's a low elo player?
Frog is guessing Bacastronaut. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm just asking, like, if put it out there, because it's gonna be something I do this week that I'm gonna sit down and.
Oh,
Just
you
how they
don't
fall in
know
depth.
yet. I see.
We don't know. We do not know the
I
answer,
mean-
sorry.
I mean, it's Hoy's probably. I mean, just from this game alone, he had 4 or 5. Like,
No.
Can we get it?
like,
we need
and
to
there's
start-
no way he like didn't.
Every time Hoy plays Abyss, he needs to. No, Hoy.
Oh, wait, someone needs to rate
He
Hoy,
needs
dude.
no. He needs to stream it just so we can get a compilation of him falling off the map. That was like
Recreate
3
it.
in one game.
I think so.
But
We've
yeah,
already
this
jumped
game
already.
was nuts. This 10. I'm really hoping that we get to see the rematch in Masters too,
Dude, the rematch would be
because
so
it'd
sick.
be banger. It'd be a banger rematch.
Who do you think first round is your? Oh, wait, I guess we don't have matchups yet. Never mind.
I have the
yeah.
matchups. That's what we'll reveal
that's
after we
later.
finish the Abyss tournament here.
We got 3 more games in Terradis. Don't
Sorry,
rush it.
I'm impatient. My bad.
And
Also, like a
speaking
shout out
of
to Malcro's 10 and 2.
on first kills, yeah, he got a lot of value on his lurks in this matchup, and we'll obviously talk about when we talk about the tournament winning match that it was the opposite story. I believe.
Poor
But,
Hoy with 13 first deaths.
I mean, what, like 4 of those are him falling off the map though, so like, does it even count?
I mean, are they?
I mean, that's the thing. That's the only thing about this Zoink squad. I think this Zoink squad is so close. I have them in my brutally honest tier list that I have hidden. My hidden brutally honest tier list. I have Zoink in the potential man tier because like I could see them being like contenders. I could see they're close, but I think one of the things is like Hoy is so feast or famine. Like some games, Hoy is like getting you the value of like an ascendant level duelist as a gold player, and some games he falls off the map 5 times. So, you know.
Alright, that's that. Let's get into the next game of Switch Stage 5.
Speaking of Masters 2 teams,
Okay,
Mouse
and
House.
Knobs versus
This
Mouse
was,
House. Love it.
I mean, this was the critical game for Mouse House to win. They win in a close matchup here against Nibs and Knobs, the winners of last week. Mouse House basically needed this level of performance because they had only played in the kickoff tournament going into this one, and they were able to win this one, get a top 4 placement going 5-1. And that was enough to put them over the edge to get a Masters 2 berth. So huge thing. And I would say, like, going into Masters 2, they would be a team I'd be on the lookout for. Of like, I think a lot of teams just kind of look at the Underpeel standings, right? And they're like, oh, Mouse House is at the bottom. But no, like, both tournaments they played, they top 4'd in. So... And as you can see here, they're capable of beating some of the best of teams in the entire Underpeel. So,
Yeah.
you know, Soul, shout out Soul. Normally a brain dead Jet player, 26-16 on the Harbor. Good for Soul. I love the character growth. I love the character arc from Soul. It's impressive.
I'm not gonna disagree, but that's just a wild call out to me.
He's gone to college, and you know he's like he's filling the head a little bit, you know. Like
Slightly less brain dead Harbor.
On the other side, let's talk about nibs. To talk about nibs and knobs, I'll go back to Mouse House in a second. Or we'll talk about Mouse House more when we reveal the matchups for round 1 of Masters 2. Call your shot, which we do have some teams that called their shots and got the matchups they wanted. But nibs and knobs. What do you all think? What do you all think, nibs and knobs, of the no Harbor going Viper as your wall smoke? And not winning a Harbor.
Viper's pretty strong. I think the difference between Viper and Harbor on this map is your flexibility. You can't go with Astra being kind of this passive flexibility where like she can play more of an initiator role, versus on this map, your wall can't bend. You have to, like, let's say you're hitting A, you can only hit top site. You can't split it like you can with Harbor. So I think it kind of forces you to play Astra a little bit differently. But
yeah, your
Viper's
Astra
very
can't really
strong.
be a lurker.
Yeah.
She can, but she has to be more active on the smokes.
Well, the thing about being active on smokes is that being active like that can ruin timings.
Oh,
hard.
Especially since
I think
Astra,
happens.
like unlike Omen can lurk, and because he can throw his smokes a lot faster. Whereas like Astra has to fully kind of come out of the game, you know, and like find a place to talk, you know, like. And I think especially on this map, the Astra lurk is like really important. Of using the Astra smokes to be able to lurk through mid, or
I don't know,
lurk
if you're
on
Kuno,
B.
you'll just do it in the middle of the open.
Well, yeah, you know, we
The
can
amount
all
of
be
times I saw this
Radiant
man
players,
just open it up in the middle of the open.
Yeah, I mean, just shooting lower elo players. Yeah, I mean that could be your strategy, but I think we see the sidedness of going with the Viper as well over a Harbor. We see Nibs and Knobs went 8-4 on defense, and then struggled more on the. No wait.
They're 8-4 on defense, and then
8-4 on defense, and then struggled on the attack to get into sites, which I think shows the weaknesses of the Viper.
Yeah, I think Viper is a good pick. I just don't. I think it's a second. If you pick Viper, I think it should be a secondary to Harbor, not a secondary to any other smokes. Personally, you need the Astra lurk because Viper can't lurk on attack if they have Viper Astra. Astra has to be the lurk. It's like timing gets ruined completely by having to be an active smoker like that. The attack walls aren't very good on B. It's mostly just the A site has one really good wall, but that's really it.
The problem with the Viper lurk is you ruin your timing because you have to set up utility at beginning of every single round. Honestly, at that point, you just play a Sentinel that can lurk. Like you play a Cypher there.
Yep.
You play a Deadlock, someone who can lurk. I don't know why I said Deadlock, but you can play a Cypher and you have them lurk instead, and you just play Astra more active.
It's why, because I think Nibs here have like two passive smokers in comparison to two like an active and passive, which I think ends up working up against them in the end, especially against a team like Mouse House, who is very aggressive with their comp.
It's weird, but you don't actually play Viper as a passive smoke here.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Viper is a passive smoker. That is
she is, yes, but yeah, you don't play her that way, which is just super weird. It requires knowing the agent very well to be able to do it, because it is kind of an off role for the agent. So I mean, if anything, it kind of shows like if they're having success with it. Good job on KP for knowing the agent well enough to be able to do that.
Yeah, that is a lot of brain power that I do not have. I played Viper like 5 or 6 times ever. Nah, I'm good. Right.
Oh no. I'm going on a rant again.
Oh no.
All right.
With that, let's start Swiss round 6.
Final round. Warble getting a victory here over Cosmic Rays. 14-12. Good on you, Warble.
I didn't even realize that they played a deadlock.
Yeah, another deadlock making an appearance.
Also the
Deadlock
one-trick
diff.
Brim.
Yes,
Brimstone.
Warble with Brimstone, bro. The nut
The
wonder-
only Brim in the.
I wonder if he has
No,
lineups
there was
already.
there was another team.
Wait, there was
that played
another one?
Brim.
There was another
definitely
team, yeah.
another
I didn't even
team
see
that
another
played
team.
Brim.
I faced one of them.
Oh,
I don't know
Bliss.
who-
Bliss
it was
played
Bliss.
Brimstone.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah, but I wonder if he
Fascinating.
has lineups. I think it'd be funny.
I think he did.
You did? That's crazy.
Oh yeah. He's
I
a
remember watching
Brimstone bro is a
Lineup
Brimstone.
There's a
Content.
reason his name is.
Like he's
Brimstone,
a content creator. Like, he has a pretty decent sized YouTube channel. So Brimstone one trick. So he's got to get the content for the new map. That's just the content creator grind.
Call it out, dude. I think Warble's a team that could do really well. It's another one of those teams like could do really well. But sometimes it just seems like there's a disconnect in some of their games.
Warble, I think, have evened out as basically the average Underpeel team.
Yeah.
I think they go 3-3 here in the tournament, maybe 2-4. But like, I think they are kind of ending up in that benchmark area. If our team could actually show up, yeah. I mean, well, though that is the benchmark for the Underpeel at this point. Like,
Getting someone to
is having
apparently
your
it's
full
really hard.
five. Availability is the best ability, So
I've never heard
I'd be really
That's crazy.
curious to send the win. Yeah, we get a stat boy. Get on this. The win rate in this tournament. We had 90 games, so we have a good sample size of like
technically.
what were
you
the
want me to
win
shut up
rates
for a
of like shut up for a little
Alright,
bit
give me a
and
second.
figure this out of like what were the win rates for Solo Harper, Viper
Oh, I can't do
Harbor,
it.
Viper Astra?
No, I can do it. Wait. I can
Yeah, you got
I
this.
don't-
Just
I was
get
gonna
the
say I
work
couldn't do
stat,
it.
boy.
I
All
don't
right.
thi-
Okay,
I
buddy.
Was MVT
Anyways.
the only team to run a Viper Harbor?
No, I think
No?
there's another.
there's another.
Yeah, Stat Boy will get on it. Don't worry.
That
Stat
boat,
Boy's
yeah,
got
that's
this.
his job. That's his job.
Okay, buddy.
And let's go over the last match real quick, and then
Yeah.
we can talk about the next tournament. MVT fraud run through the
Fraud run, so
tournament.
real.
Rod run, haha.
They lose at the beginning of this. They have the strategy where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna lose at the beginning of the tournament, so we can play all the not as good teams in our run, and then we're gonna play tinfoil Rex after they had a fucking octuple overtime game and be like, look at us, we're 13-3, we won the tournament." You're like, okay, bro, like we get it.
You're just
5
salty we
minutes
couldn't
into-
face you last night.
I mean, it's not my fault you are scared. I'm not salty about it. Like, you're just running away from the challenge.
Uh-huh.
I mean, to give credit where it's due, I think Minnie's Val team had a not the best way to play Abyss, because I have the best way to play Abyss. But
Isn't that just Hyperion's way of playing Abyss?
well, co-authored by Hyperion. But
Co-authored,
yes.
huh? Just like him doing most of the work?
Well, I mean, he wanted to do the all the playbooking and stuff. We don't actually run the plays when we play it. But I think having this tournament ended up being like, it's no surprise that when we look at the standings of this tournament, they are almost a mirror of the Underpeel point standings, right? Of like the teams that have a more solid fundamental, like they have better team chemistry together and can and pull off the micro plays. Because I don't even think it was Minnie's Val team here's macro play that was incredibly impressive when we watched their 2 games on Abyss. It was more of the micro plays, right? Of how Zahn and Woodrow were able to set up Minimoth in a main and just dominate that like really, really important piece of map control, which is macro, but it was more the micro. We understand how to use this utility the most effectively together.
Oh no! I forgot the macro just got locked off. He got lost in the walls.
Yeah, and a macro obviously not getting 10 first kills on his lurks in this game, so.
Yeah, we kind of dominated. We had a good game plan. We had good micro going into it. Rujo was the fucking goat for his support on A main. Like all tournament, really.
I mean, once again, though, just to close it out, fraud win.
Fraud win.
Do it again in Masters 2.
Okay.
All right, moving on. I sent our producer we're moving on to we're going to reveal the Masters 2 Swiss opponents. So, just to do some intro work here for everybody, when we... and go ahead and start adding people. Add all of the people who are going to be participating. Make sure someone from every team is in here so that they can see these Masters 2 matchups, all right? And it can tell their homies and stuff so that they know. So, these teams, right after the Abyss tournament, I sent out a form where I asked each team to rank their opponents from the team they most want to play to the team they least want to play. All right. So at each of the 8 teams, so seeds 5 through 12 on the Underpeel standings leaderboard, seeded the other teams from most want to play to least want to play. And we had some interesting results. Zon, there was one team. Let me pull up the results of these real quick so I can make sure that I'm not lying. Me when I lie. All right, let me pull it up. Yeah. Wait, no, wrong thing. All right. So there was one team that 5 out of 7, or no, 5 out of 8. Yeah, 5 out of 7, not including them. That's why I said 7. So not including the team themselves. 5 out of the 7 Masters 2 Swiss participants called their shot against this team. They said, we want to play this team. Who do you think that team was? That 5 of the teams wanted to play the most.
If I had to guess, it's probably either SLO or Frog.gif.
SLO or Frog.gif are not correct.
That's crazy.
Hoy linking as one of the members is Fruit Ninjas. 5 out of the 7 teams picked Fruit Ninjas as the team they most wanted to play. I believe because Fruit Ninjas were lower on my tier list going into it, and also they were one of the teams who were like the lowest seed heading in. Now, as Herschel talked about in the chat, Fruit Ninjas, this was their strategy. Little did you all know, Fruit Ninjas were playing the long con, and Rusty, go ahead and @ Fruit Ninjas Rusty in the chat so he can get his due. But Rusty's plan was to start as much beef as possible with all the teams so that they would pick Fruit Ninjas, so that Fruit Ninjas, even though they were the lowest seed, and Fruit Ninjas, right, meaning by how we seeded this, they would have been the last team to get their preferred choices because they're the lowest seed, right? They are actually the only team that got to get their first pick. They were the only team that had a matching first pick opponent because of this strategy. And so our first game is going to be Silly Little Oppers versus Fruit Ninjas, as Fruit Ninjas picked the Silly Little Oppers. Now, don't pull it up yet because we'll pull it up once I reveal all of the matchups. But Silly Little Oppers were one of the 5 teams that picked Fruit Ninjas, and Fruit Ninjas called out Silly Little Oppers in this ranking, saying they're the team they most want to play. So it's going to be Fruit Ninjas versus Silly Little Oppers is our first matchup of Masters 2. All right, next we had no other teams that had, because so many teams selected Fruit Ninjas as their number 1 choice. We only had 2 other teams that picked different teams, right? So they were the ones who got their shot. So we'll now reveal not all Yoru selected Elo Evaders as the team they most wanted to play. So in the first round of Masters Call Your Shot, not all Yoru have called their shot against Elo Evaders.
All for the crazy comms in chat. He just wants Canadian to get shit on.
Ulrich, we're going to announce that after we talk about Masters 2. But yes, we will be announcing the secret thing. All right. And lastly, Optimistic were one of the teams that did not select Fruit Ninjas. And Optimistic picked Mouse House as the team they most wanted to play. So Optimistic have called their shot against Mouse House. So our third matchup is going to be Optimistic versus Mouse House. Well, you say that's a banger. A lot of these games are bangers. But the last matchup, I think, is the real banger. Now, if you had to guess, Zon, there was one team that 5 out of the 7 teams picked as their last opponent. So 5 teams said, this is the team we do not want to play. Can you guess what that team is?
There's only 2 options. I'm pretty sure it's probably Frog.
It was not Frog. It was Zoink Squad.
Wow.
5 of the 7 teams picked Zoink Squad as the team. So Zoink Squad going into, according to the teams, right, that are participating in this first weekend of Masters 2, Zoink Squad are the favorite because 5 of the 7 teams are scared and they're like, we want no part of Zoink Squad. So the last match of Swiss round 1. So Zimkar, you can go ahead and pull it up so that we can see the matchups. Hoy's in chat. We're gonna watch Hoy falling down. No. Here he goes. He hugs the wall, but takes his gun out just a little bit too fast. Falls to
That's so rude.
The crazy thing is that it looks like they still won that round, so all good. But yeah, so these are our matchups. Not all Yoru versus Elo Evaders, Silly Little Oppers versus Fruit Ninjas, Zoink Squad versus Frog Gift, Optimistic versus Mouse House. And so, go ahead again. Get all the people in here. Get them all in here. If you know any of the homies are like, let's get an in-house going. No, get them in the podcast so that we can go ahead and talk through what is the Masters 2 Call Your Shot format going to look like. So this first weekend, the teams have called their shots. Silly Little Oppers and Fruit Ninjas called their shot against each other. Optimistic called their shot against Mouse House. Not all Yoru called their shot against Elo Evaders. So this is the first round of Swiss. So this first weekend, these 8 teams are going to play in a 3-round Swiss. Just like Masters Shanghai, just like Masters Madrid, these 8 teams are going to play 3 rounds of Swiss. Once you win 2 games, you advance to the playoff stage, where we already have 4 teams have advanced directly to that playoff stage. Those 4 teams are Minnie's Val Team, Nibs and Knobs, Tinfoil Rex, and One Tap Copium. So once a team wins twice, they advance to join those 4 teams. If a team loses twice, they are eliminated. So on Friday night, I'll send out a schedule for tomorrow. We are going to watch these 4 games are going to happen simultaneously. And then we will have the 4 1-0 teams will play the next hour. The teams that are up for elimination, the 4 elimination teams, are going to take an hour break. They will play. So, for example, these 4 matchups, round 1 will all happen at 8 o'clock EST. We will play the winners games after like a 10 or so minute break as like the second. So we will do round 1 and 2 on Friday night, so that the Saturday stream, we will stream both of the 1-1 games. Which game is being streamed for the first round matches? We will try and get an observer in all 4 matches. I haven't decided which game I think is the one that people... I might even just we might just vote day of to see which one we wanted to do.
Here's your answer, by the way.
Oh, Harbor Viper Comps had a 52% win rate. The round differential was 203 to 196. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so we'll have some people in all the games to observe, so we can hop around and keep track of them.
Yes, and also I will be casting some of the games as well.
Yeah, Interidus, is going to be one of those observers, so we'll have a second kind of broadcast cast going on for one of the matchups.
3?
Tired is available. Yeah, Tired is available.
Well, I know we'll be able to get 4 observers.
Well, no,
I don't know if just Tired's going to be
a second
casting the game.
Yeah, I'll be casting the game. I have my own observer, and I'm casting the game.
Oh no, we can get 3. Get 3. Give me Mini. We'll cast.
You and Minnie will cast a game? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, basically, we're going to watch all 4 of these first round games will happen at 8 o'clock. We will then have 2 games go on around 9 p.m. EST tomorrow night, where we will watch the one game will be on the main broadcast between the 1-0 teams, and we will have probably Interidus and his casting self on an alternate streaming the other game. And then around 10 p.m. EST, we will have the 2 0-1 games happen. So we will have 2 teams that advance after Friday, and then that will leave us with Saturday, where we will be able to watch both of the 1-1 games back to back. So both of those games on Saturday will be streamed. Any questions about how that will work tomorrow? Yay, nay?
I just want to watch the optimistic Mouse House game.
Someone asked me the stats for Astra, so I'm doing it real quick.
I'm excited for these games. These are all going to be bangers.
Yeah, Masters 2, gonna be a banger. All gonna be fire. All right, prediction time. Who do you all think is getting out of Swiss? Who's advancing?
How many teams advance is 4, right?
Yeah, 4 of these 8 teams will get out.
Not all Yoru Fruit Ninjas. I want Frog to win, and then Mouse House.
So you think those are the winners, or they'll advance?
The winners. Sorry, they'll advance to top.
Okay, so you have Mouse House, Frog, Fruit Ninjas, and not all Yoru.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that both Optimistic and Mouse House are going to advance. I think both of them will advance. And I said on my tier list, I think both Zoink Squad and Frog.gif. But my tier list it's tough because the teams I think are stronger are playing each other. But in a Swiss matchup, it shouldn't really matter. As they get to kind of play around, they get to play. They get to play 3 matches. They get 3 chances. So you're allowed to lose 1 and still advance. So I think those 4 teams at the bottom, Zoink Squad, Frog.gif, Optimistic, and Mouse House, would be the teams that advance. Is who I thought when I made my tier list for the event. I'm gonna stick to my guns, but it definitely is harder for those teams. I could see Fruit Ninjas with their big brain strategy being able to beat silly little oppers, and then like if the matchups get in their face, like let's say not all Yoru beat Elo evaders and Fruit Ninjas get to play not all Yoru, I think I could see Fruit Ninjas like advancing through a path like that.
I just want to see Frog.gif go really far in Mouse House. They're probably like two of my favorite teams.
This is my last chance. All right, Frog.gif. Any Frog.gif members in here? Listen up, Froggers. The pond. This is your last chance. Pen Flash has been the biggest Frog.gif stand. It's been me and Hooge's accountant. All right, being the truthers in the pond. All right, being the truthers, believing in this team who got 3rd place last season, and coming into this event have the previous roster buff. And if Frog.gif, Sonus, I see you in here. Sonus, if your team doesn't prove me right that you all are a top team, then I'm off the pond. I'm leaving. I'm leaving the pond. I'm heading for the fucking desert. If Frog.gif don't show up in Masters 2. All right? I'm going to be full on in the bed with Zoink Squad, getting some Z's if Frog.gif don't show up, all right? Dude, all these games are a banger. Like Zoink Squad versus Frog.gif, I think are the 2 best teams of these 8 playing against each other in the first round. And then Optimistic Mouse House is a banger. And then you got to watch Silly Little Oppers versus Fruit Ninjas because they called each other out. Like those are all banger games.
Zoink.
Zoink.
I love
Interidus, who do you think's getting out? Who do you think out of these 8 teams is advancing?
MVT is losing immediately.
Well, they're not in this Swiss stage.
I'm not paying attention. The Swiss stage? Ooh.
No,
Who are the 4 teams? Not just who would win these matchups, but which 4 teams are you thinking are going to get out of Swiss and advance the playoffs?
Okay, let's start with the we gotta go top down, obviously. Look. I love Frog.
We're looking.
Mm-hmm,
I think Frog's cool.
You mean you're
I
talking
think
about
wins,
team?
They wins though. It doesn't matter.
You think Elo evaders? You're
Elo
talking about
evaders
Elo
versus
evaders
Today.
Frog, not Team Frog.
Yes, I'm talking about Elo's Invaders Frog.
So you have again. Remember, not just who wins these matchups, but who do you think advances? Who's gonna get the 2 wins? Who do you think's gonna get the
okay.
2
Sorry, I
wins?
thought it was around 1. I've not been paying attention.
No,
These are the round.
You
1
asked me to go
matchups.
get the numbers, okay?
I did no such thing.
No, I should. I mean, Zoink. You got me doing it now. Zonk has been performing really well. I can see them going through. I just don't think I don't think Optimistic is consistent enough. I just
Bro,
don't see them
they have the 2nd best record against Masters 2 teams.
I just don't see them.
If
going
anything,
in.
they're the most consistent
I think
against these
FRG,
teams.
We got FRG, Zoink, God dang it, Zonk, Mouse House,
Zoink
and
Scoop.
Nay.
You're gonna drown with those not all yours
Nay.
stocks.
Nay.
This guy's gonna be
Zonk.
in 1929,
MH,
being like,
FRG.
I'm holding on
That's my
to the
guess.
not all yours
That's my guess.
stocks.
That's my guess.
Elo Invaders playing with subs?
Yes, they are. The not all Yoru have an easier
No,
path for sure. They get the advantage of being the top seed of this list.
Look,
They
Woodrow,
get
I
Elo
was an
evaders.
MVT fan, and then Sierra started bullying me, and now I'm no longer an MVT fan.
He dropped off. Optimistic Zoink Fruit Mouse House. Yeah, that's a good pred, Woodrow. All right. So, final thing for the podcast. Now I need everybody to get everybody in here, okay? I need everybody in here. I need like
add
every
everyone.
captain. Here,
Yeah, just
we're
add
gonna
everyone.
add the Underpeel League.
Hey, I mean, you
All
have
right.
at least one captain here.
Yeah, we had Mini Mob.
At the
and,
Underpeel
Me.
League.
What do you
and
mean?
you, and you.
At
Me.
Underpeel.
I'm the one.
At Underpeel Captain. Secret announcement
Yeah, everyone spam at every single.
happening
Captain.
on
Yeah, just individually adds
podcast now.
everything.
All right, wait, no,
Get
let me find the
in.
captains. Give me a second. I got this.
Oh,
Right.
no, you can individually
At
add
Gold
every
Master. At Zodiac Griller. No, I'm not doing that. This is a joke. I'm not actually doing that.
Underpeel.
Wait, Biggie Balls is so right though.
Secret announcement. Secret
You're right.
announcement.
I got
everybody.
you. T3 and A open.
You're crazy.
Everyone come to the podcast. I better see this viewership number spike up. Chat.
I'm just raising Zendikar's
Podcast.
blood pressure.
Podcast listeners. Yeah, that's better. That's better, podcast listeners. We're getting those viewer count up. I like it. I like it. All right, so give it another like 30 seconds of vamping. A secret announcement. Big announcement from the Underpeel staff team. All right. Our intern Sharkbait will be posting the written announcement of this soon. All right. But we have developed another way for teams to earn Underpeel point. All right.
No?
It's a really cool way
Real
to-
talk. Real talk. Another way for teams to earn Underpeel points. If you're one of the 20 teams who's not playing in Masters 2, and you're like, man, these teams are just gonna get ahead of us in Underpeel points. We got a way, and it's gonna launch this Sunday after the first weekend of Underpeel Masters Call Your Shot Swiss. This new feature is going to be launching. We're calling it Underpeel Banana Split. The Banana Split. Because there will be a split, a 2-week split, where we are going to open a team combine queue. And we're calling it the Banana Split. The Banana Splits. All right? And what this is it is a way for your team to... It's basically... how your team can get rewarded for scrimming consistently. So if your team is like, man, let's scrim a team. Now you can use the banana split queue and you can enter the queue with your team. And if another team comes in, you all are going to play that team. And whoever wins that team can get a Underpeel point. So how it's going to work, let me see if I can pull up the announcement real quick so I make sure I can make sure I'm talking about how many can you play? You can play as many as you want. As many as you want. But there is a cap.
Yeah, there's a cap.
To prevent teams from
Reaching number 1 based on scrims.
Yes. So
Me on my way to.
the Underpeel Banana Splits. So it's a 2-week event, but really it's just open. It's open all the time. It's going to be open Sundays through Wednesdays from 6 p.m. EST to 2 a.m. EST. So it's a really long open block of time during Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And this is so that teams who have trouble, because we've heard a lot of teams, like I've been in the servers and we have some captains on the staff who have gotten it back to us, right? That some teams struggle, right, to have their teams all together. But they have, especially on the tournament days, but they do have some days during the week where they have their team together. So this is basically a way to allow those teams to be able to play with their full squad and earn some Underpeel points. So you will join that queue and it will basically work just like the draft combine did or just like a normal in-house will, where if another team joins, it will pop and you all will play a game and you all can earn points for that. Now, the way we are capping this to ensure that like teams can't just abuse this queue and play like 12 games like every day and then all of a sudden be the number 1 team on the leaderboard is that each team can earn maximum of 3 points a week, 6 total for each split. And those are earned by beating unique opponents. So you can play the same people over and over again if you want, but you will only earn 1 Underpeel point for beating that team. You have to play unique opponents in order to earn like the maximum amount of points every week. Because also one of the other things we've heard is that some teams, especially like teams that are consistently near the bottom of the standings or consistently near like the middle of the standings, they oftentimes are playing the same opponents every time in the Swiss stage. So this is a way for those teams to play different people and an incentive to do that. Now, so basically every week you can earn 3 Underpeel points by participating in the banana split. All right? The other way you can earn points, so the reason why you wouldn't just stop at 3 games is because there will also be a leaderboard that we're tracking to see who are the top teams in the split. Like who are winning the most games. So the teams that win the most games, there will be additional points given after every 2 weeks to the teams that are first, second, and third on the leaderboard. So the first place team every 2 weeks will get an additional 3 Underpeel points. The second place team will get 2 Underpeel points. And the third place team will get 1 additional Underpeel point. So that's the Underpeel. That's the Underpeel split, banana split queue
Question.
that we're going to be opening up.
Is it?
Question.
It's open for 2 weeks. Is it open for 2 weeks, closed for 2 weeks, or open for 2 weeks, closed for 1 week?
I think it will probably be like open for 2 weeks, closed for 1 week.
Okay.
And potential, yeah, basically. It's open every 2 weeks, yes.
Okay.
And it will be starting this Sunday. So teams that are not in Masters, this is your chance to earn some points while the Masters are going on before the next weekend tournament. Because I really wanted to make sure this got implemented as soon as possible so that all the teams that like don't get to go up or don't get to participate in Masters still have opportunities to play and stuff.
W Underpeel team. That's actually a really good system.
Mm-hmm. And mostly shout out to the staff members on this one. This was all their idea, and they did all the work to get it up and running and write up the rules for it and stuff. So they will be, that's Ulrich, Sharkbait, and Gold were the ones who were really working on this. So everyone thank Ulrich, Sharkbait, and Gold for getting this W concept up and going.
I was gonna say rip to Ulrich and Gold for having to keep track of this shit.
No. One of the great things about it is that it's basically all automated. Like we don't even have to. Once we get the queue up and going, like it's basically just up to you guys for. Can Masters teams participate? Great question. Yes, they can. Can we have sub stills? No, Stuart. That's basically the only restriction on teams is that we want you to only play if you have your full roster. Because this is one of the main reasons we're doing this is for those teams that consistently aren't able to play on the weekend tournament with their full rosters. And this is a chance for them to have be able to play with their full rosters and earn some points that way. Can we have coaches? The coaching rules would be the same. Like the rule book still applies to all banana split. Banana split games. So like coaches are the same as in the weekend tournament where you can have them, but if the other team is like, we don't feel comfortable with your coach, they need to head out.
Will we normally scrims don't have match history on, but we have match history on for this considering
well, it's more, don't think of it as scrims because they are matches. I was just more saying you can use these, like instead of scrimming for no points, you can play in these 4 points.
Alright, heard.
No, mini-mops. Like, me pitching it as scrims was maybe like bad wording on my part, but it's more of a alternative to scrimming. Like, for example, like I know niche micro celebrities. I see 1 or 2 of their members in chat. I know that they only really have their roster together on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? And they scrim during that time. But now they can earn some Underpeel points by, instead of scrimming during that block of time, they can play in the banana split queue. And they can play with their full roster, earn some points, and get better as a team for the weekend tournaments. Because the weekend tournaments are still going to be an opportunity to earn like more points, right?
Yeah, it's essentially just guaranteed game day scrims because people are going to be queuing up during those times.
Yep.
8 hours.
Yeah, and we made the time block really big so that teams that are more West Coast can fit that in. Teams that are East Coast can do
The
it
longer
earlier.
time, like the 1 a.m. will be hard, but you just gotta pray.
Well,
the
I mean-
team wants to play at 1.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are teams,
No,
like I know
there's
NBT
no
doesn't start till 11,
anyone
right?
can play all of them. No cutoff on like teams being able to play.
Yeah. So technically, you can play it after Masters this weekend. Correct.
Yeah. On Sunday is when this. Yeah, it's an alternate match option. Yeah.
It's just essentially another weekend tournament.
Every
not as
game
strict.
as a gatekeeper.
Yeah, the team the team that gets first place will basically have the equivalent of winning a weekend tournament.
Will it
Yes,
be
these
first-
points are on top of the weekend tournament. Yes.
Will the additional points for like first, second, and third be on every time it opens, or overall?
It will be every different time it opens.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a 2-week block where you are fighting for first, second, or third place. And you then, as soon as the 2-week block ends, it closes for a week, and then the points are distributed. For
Right.
the first through 3.
Yep. Rip
W
us,
Underpeel
dude.
team.
No, you're good, Bubblegum Frog. You're at the top. You don't need them. You're good. All right. So that was the big announcement.
Get them for both straight.
You get them for both. So, like, there's a baseline. You can earn 3 points a week by beating 3 different opponents. You get an additional bonus if you are a team that is like really committed to the banana split and you do really well over the 2 weeks. You
So
get some
along a
extra
split,
points.
you can get 6 points overall, 3 per
Yes.
week, and then you can get, how many is it for first?
3 for first, 2 for
Yeah.
second.
So you can get
1
up
for-
to 9 per split, which is
Yeah.
essentially a weekend tournament just spread out over 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yep. Ooh.
No, I need you to unanonymize just MVP,
Oh my god.
just so
We're
everyone
gonna be gatekeeping scrims.
just so we can gatekeep MVP from.
That's crazy.
If the other
don't
teams
queue after
all play,
11
then we end up
11
down in
PM EST.
11th place. Well, Stuart, it wouldn't even matter that much if you did because, like, you would still make champion.
Yeah.
Like, the big thing is being one of the teams that is up there for champions, right? And you'll be able to monitor, like, what the standings are looking like.
It won't make that big of a difference.
People are gonna avoid
Honestly.
NPT.
Here's the thing that, like, I don't think they're realizing is it's essentially a 1-day tournament or 1 week tournament, weekend tournament, whatever, across 2 different weeks. So you're just adding more of those, and they're optional. You don't have to actually play. I mean, I guess weekends are too, but it's easier to.
Yeah, there's
not have to
only
play
gonna
specific
be
days.
there's only gonna be 2 of these before the end of the season. 2, like 2 different splits for this season, and we're basically testing this out to see as we go forward in the Underpeel if this is like a viable match alternative. All right. Any other questions? Yeah.
I'm trying to answer.
You
some
can,
of them,
yeah,
but
you can ping me in the Underpeel League channel. Asking
make
any
sure-
questions.
make sure to ping Pinflash as much as you can.
Oh yeah. Wait till after the announcement because there will be some
Every minute.
additional information.
Send him that.
Yeah. We'll have the announcement out once
Soon,
the
trademark.
team finalizes a lot of the once the team finalizes some of the background stuff. We will post the announcement and open the queue for Sunday. Alrighty, well that's the podcast then. Ending on our big announcement.
Underpeel team. I like this.
Yeah, and like I saw some concerns about like even if we have like it sucks not having subs. There's gonna be opportunities, right? Of like it's such a big time block that like even if you're only able to make one of the banana split Q-base, you can definitely play 3-4 games in that time frame. Like even if you only have the one day. So I think we're hoping this allows more teams to participate.
W system.
Alrighty.
All right, and that is everything, right, Flush?
Yep.
All right. That is Underpeel episode 7. 7. Thank you all for coming. There will be an announcement later in writing. Wait for that first before asking questions. And we will catch y'all on the next episode next week covering Masters Swiss 2, whatever. Bye.
Bye, everybody.